Was there like a blood oath? And
Kayla would talk to me all the time about how she wanted us to move into the house next door and we raise all 8 kids together. She's like, I always wanted 8 children, and I feel like God put you in our lives because you have 3 and I have 5, and that would make 8, and we'll raise all of our children together, and we'll live in the house. You'll live in the house next door, and we'll just the whole deal. She was swinging for the fucking fences with this cover, man.
I'm really glad you woke up from that absolute nightmare.
Well, like when it's all falling apart and people are screaming at you and everything else, and then like your kids say, Dad, I don't want to go back there. People don't understand. If you're a parent and your kids say they don't want to go back to someplace because Dad, you're the only one out there who comes and talks to us or anything else. It's like, well, I'm not going to purposely, voluntarily put my kids in that spot that they don't want to be there. And like your stepmom,
that's a rational human being.
Right. And if your stepmom doesn't give a fuck if you want to go or not, and she's just going to go do whatever, well, then she's not going to be your stepmom anymore, because that's a fucking shitty thing to do. So we're going to go do something else, kids. Like,
you'll recover.
I'll recover. Oh God, I would have lost my entire fucking family if I would have pulled the trigger on that deal. That would have been bad. Fucking, I would have been arrested. Actually, maybe April and I wouldn't have been arrested. We would have been next door. April packed up all the clothes, brought them over, and that's when Kayla did that. I've talked about this, where Kayla goes, some woman has just fucking moved into my house and I am not okay with it. And I'm like, well, why don't you fucking say something?
They didn't even know. She just did it. She went and got her stuff.
I think he knew, but
obviously he knew.
She didn't know.
Yeah.
But so then April sends me this big long message a couple of days later, because obviously I'm fucking pissed. And she goes, I just want you to know I didn't do this because it's the end. And I'm paraphrasing, by the way. I didn't do this because it's the end. We can rebuild things. We just have to start over because the romantic whatever has been lost and blah, 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 blah. Like this big, long message. And she's like, when we move into the new house, you and I can rebuild and blah, 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 blah. And it was like this not an ultimatum, but it was like this, the only way we're going to make this work is if we move into that new house. I'm like, you fucking crazy bitch. You think you're going to take all your clothes out of the house on a whim, and then I'm going to sell my children's fucking house and buy a house next to the drug house after you just moved all your fucking clothes out?
It's funny. They wanted you to buy it.
Yeah.
Their house that they own.
Oh, he was given a very good, he was given a great price. And then I don't know if he was joking or not. This could have been a joke. I want to preface this with this could have been a joke. But he was talking about with the money he would make off of that house, he could do an addition onto the house and start building his sex dungeon that he wanted to build. That had like the cross and everything else in it. Could have completely been a joke.
Yeah.
I don't remember the context.
Nothing wrong with that, I guess.
I don't remember the context in which it was spoken, but it also could have been true because he did talk about wanting to build a sex room at one point in his life.
It's cool for some people. It's creepy for him.
Yeah, it's very creepy for him. After she moved all that shit out, she's like, oh, when we move into the new house, we'll work on things and this and that. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not selling my house.
The new house? You mean that fucking place next door to those freaks?
Well, but it wasn't only just that. It was like you just went and did one of the most dishonest fucking things I can think of someone doing. One of the sneakiest, shittiest, low down, hurtful things that you can do to someone. And now you want me to buy a fucking house with you? Like her name was going to be on it. Fuck that noise.
You know what else too?
You talk about the definition of a bad investment. That would have been the definition of a bad investment.
It seems like it was all a ruse to like just drive you absolutely insane until you just walked away.
It is funny when people on drugs try to outsmart someone who isn't. It's like, guys, are you fucking retarded? Like when they're like, no, he'll go for the house thing and then we'll still have the 4, but you can be, have your because the whole goal was for April, push Kayla out, get Nick for herself. Like, and that's still, in my opinion, the goal.
God, they're all playing like
Game of Thrones,
1D chess.
Yeah,
they're all so stupid. What on earth? They're all like messing with each other. It's weird.
By the way, 62 Luap on Rumble says sex dungeon with 5 kids in the house. What, are you surprised that they don't really give a shit about their kids over there? Is that shocking you at this point that they don't give a shit? I got, you know what I got? I got can opener wrist from opening SpaghettiOs.